Hey everyone, welcome back to another lesson here on the channel. Today we're going to be going over, well, two-part video, so stay tuned. New video coming out tomorrow, but this is going to be the first part of how to find a $100 a day product to sell on Amazon in 2025. We're going to be going over some of the criteria you should be using to filter by here on day one. And tomorrow, when the next video comes out, we'll be going over how to analyze the ideas that we find here. So I'm trying to hook you up with a bit of a workflow that you can use where whether, no matter what software you have, I have the two leading softwares in the industry installed here so that we can take a look at both. We're going to run through both today and really just start to make an expansive list of potential product ideas that you can afford to launch on Amazon that you think can make you $100 a day. And tomorrow we'll be going over the markets that we find and which ones we think are valuable. You'll be getting a little bit of a over-the-shoulder view on how I think about Amazon products after having sold 7 figures on Amazon and over the last 6 years going on to build the brand that I run now, which is a made in the USA Amazon FBA company. If you don't know who I am, my name is Paul J. Savage. You can look, I have over 500 YouTube videos, I think actually over 700, sorry, a little bit of a late statistic there, documenting my journey selling on Amazon here. So if you're ever curious about what I've been up to over the last 6 years in business, you could always check that out here on the channel. I believe in radical transparency and open-mindedness, just like Ray Dalio. That was one of the first business books I ever read, and that really clicked for me. And more than anything, I just want to make sure that you are getting the awesome free content that you need. So be sure to subscribe down below if that sounds good to you. But other than that, let's just get right into today's video. So we're here in Black Box by Helium 10. And right off the bat, whether you're using Black Box or Jungle Scout or you have neither yet, there is a link in the description to either one of them. And both are affiliate links. I've used both of these for the last, Jungle Scout longer, but Helium 10 for the last 5 years, Jungle Scout for about the last 6. Both are awesome. Whichever one you gravitate towards naturally, listen to that intuition. If you like the interface of one more, listen to that. Both kick ass. And either would work. And like I said, it is an affiliate link, either one you choose. So it helps support the channel. Great way to support me if you like what I'm doing here on YouTube. And if you're going to get it anyway, I do appreciate you using my link. Helps a lot. Thanks. So the first thing that you need to understand about picking a market that's going to make you $100 a day is that certain categories are kind of off limits, right? So we're not going to sell appliances or accessories to appliances. Really what we're looking for are kind of like unique, small products that fit inside of a shoebox that on average make about $10 in profit, that exist in categories where there's no gating or anything special to get unlocked. There's not any risk of a highly finicky customer that's going to really pay attention to every fine detail you do and be very critical. And that sounds weird, but certain customers are just straight up worse to sell to than others, right? Some markets just inherently, not even that the products are that bad, but because of who they're serving, it's less attractive of a business model. So I'm going to just rattle some off here and you can just follow me along. So now, save this video or bookmark it and come back to it when you have your software and you could follow along. Probably the best way to do this, just open another tab up, get your software going. If you have 2 screens, even better, you can watch this and think of this almost like a tutorial to finding an Amazon product. Well, it is, but I mean like a tutorial to how to use these interfaces, etc. We'll do beauty and personal care, arts, crafts, and sewing. And by the way, let me slow down here a little bit. We're in tools and then Black Box. I know when you get Helium 10, it's a little overwhelming. There's a lot of stuff going on here. We're just going to navigate to this product research section here and then Black Box. That's it. And then we're just looking for find products on Amazon. And this is where you can select your marketplace. We're in the US marketplace. Don't pay attention to any of these just yet. And there's these 2 modes, simple and advanced in Helium 10. We'll get to Jungle Scout in a second, but this is like breaking it down into almost like a prompt. And so a market of this that needs improvement, competition, that's okay. Let's just go straight to advanced. With my help, you'll be able to fill out these filters just fine. So Archcraft's selling beauty and personal care. We're going to skip over camera, CDs, cell phones, and accessories for sure. That's a great example of customers that are kind of finicky. Clothing, jewelry, all the returns there. Collectible coins doesn't make sense. Computers, accessories, electronics doesn't make sense, right? You want to sell any complicated products or products that have a really high R&D cost to customize anything. We're really looking for just these kind of like side hustle products where we can do this while we're still maybe working a job or not doing this full time, and just grow it into a little business until it becomes serious, and you can always, reinvest the profits from there. So home and kitchen is a good one. I also like industrial and scientific. It's kind of a weird one, but you get these, you'll see what I mean. And office products is good. Patio, lawn, and garden is good. And we can actually just stop there. You go tools and home improvement. Some other good ones would be like sports and outdoors. Let me just select them all. That actually probably makes the most sense, so that as you're doing this, as you customize this yourself, you can do it. You do musical instruments even. Kitchen and dining is fine. Health and household tends to be a lot of supplements. So we're just going to skip that. Something like this, toys and games is fine. Again, it kind of, it's hard because usually the customer is not the consumer, and parents buying stuff for kids and whatnot. It can be okay though. So what was that? 7, 10, 11, 12. About 12 categories to select from there. And feel free to choose any of those as you wish. Typically, I'll select 2 or 3 and just look through the first ones. So what we could actually do is say we're only going to look at tools and home improvement, pet supplies, and patio, lawn, and garden. And then I could literally unselect all the other ones. Now that you've seen them, you can always note this down in your notes. You're taking notes watching this video, which I recommend, or you can just save that point in the video and look back. But those are all the categories, and so now feel free to look through any of them you choose. Typically, I do 3 at a time. Moving on. So we're going to go straight into, I typically like to work left to right and then go down like I'm reading. So I'll work kind of across like that. Number of sellers, don't worry about that too much right now. Price, we're going to do, let's do something crazy actually. We'll go $9, because here's the thing. You can always charge 30% more in a market, 40% more in a market. My first product, the average sales price was $15. I went and charged $25 because I bundled things that were sold together that made a lot of sense. It just happened to be, the perfect fit for what that customer was looking for. And, the market I sell in right now is at the highest price in the market. So it's okay, right? If the average sales price is $9, but you can sell for $15 and the cost of goods works out and that looks like it's going to be profitable, perfect. Upper price, let's go 36. We're just going to look in that 10 to 30 price range. Now, here's the way that this typically works out is that review count acts almost like an indication of competition to some degree. Larger markets that do lots of sales volume, or it's a little bit harder to compete in, harder to get ranked, typically the reviews tend to be much higher. Now, the review count that I'm actually going to aim for is 250 for now, max, because we're just going to look for a product. Again, right now we're not looking for a market, just a product, runner products, not keywords or competitors or anything, that has proven to us that with under that amount of reviews, it's performing up to, and now we're going to put in the sales, you'll see, ASIN revenue, or parent level revenue. Now they split these off. I can see what they're doing there. It's kind of nice, right? Let me explain this for a second. A parent, probably think parental level, what does that even mean? A parent level ASIN, well, and what does ASIN mean? So ASIN is just a fancy way of saying product. So individual product, individual SKU. And parent level revenue means on variation listings, I'm sure you've all bought a product from Amazon before where you can select different sizes or different colors. That variation or that parent level just means all of the combined revenue on that listing where the options are available. And so let's just go to ASIN revenue because that's really what we're concerned with, meaning one product does one amount of revenue. And let's go ahead and put, well, let's work backwards. So I want to not just tell you what to do here. I want to explain to you how to think about this stuff strategically. So we said the goal was to make $100 a day. So what does that mean exactly? So $100 a day, let's say that's 10 units making $10 a piece. Okay. And actually, if we think creatively here, if we want to make $10 profit per unit, that technically sets this closer to 19, doesn't it? Because like, say you were making 50% net margins on something, that'd be phenomenal, by the way. That's really, really good, strong margins and actually quite hard to achieve. So you wouldn't, with that theory of selling 10 units a day, want to sell for a price any less than that. Where the other philosophy comes in is, well, you can always just sell more units a day. So you could sell 20 units a day of a $5 profit per unit product, and that gets you to $100 a day. So as long as you see how that stuff plays around, that'll give you some better insight. But why don't we just make it a little easier on ourselves and just say that our goal is to sell 10 units a day. Put this in your notes. 10 units a day of a $10 product. Okay, now ACE and revenue. How long have we been going, by the way? I don't know. I can't see my timer. I wanted to give you guys a little gift who made it this far into the video, because a lot of people just click on videos, jump around. If you're here, you're obviously dedicated to learning, and I'm going to hook you up. So all you have to do is comment Amazon FBA down below this video and what your goal is with it. Amazon FBA and then your goal. And I'm going to randomly pick one of those comments a week from today. So that's next Sunday. We'll announce the winner next Monday. And don't hold me to that. Somewhere around next Sunday or Monday. Got to check the schedule. I'll be announcing a winner. I'm going to be giving away a free 15-minute, it's not long, but people pay good money for this, consulting call. You're going to be able to personally get on the phone with me, describe what you've got going on in your business. Or maybe you have nothing going on. That's okay. Don't feel like you can't enter because you haven't started at all yet. You're a complete novice. You have no idea where to go. But I want to drive some value to you. And obviously your engagement on this video helps me out immensely. Just by getting more and more people to see this video. That's kind of the whole goal in full transparency, why I want you to comment on it. So win-win. If that sounds good to you, hey, all you gotta do is comment for a chance to win. So, all right, we've been talking about ACE and revenue for a while, but I'm okay. I've got nowhere to be, no rush. I want to explain this stuff well to you. If you have somewhere to be, you could always pause the video, come back. And so ACE and revenue, I'm going to go ahead and put, again, working through the math. If we have a 50% margin, which by the way, I've had up to a 65% margin before on a product and sold that successfully for months at that price. So it's not impossible. So $10 a unit times 10. So we need to do 3K a month in profit to do $100 a day, about 30 days in a month average. And then 33% margins would say we need at least $9,000 in revenue minimum. Let me just put that there. If we were going to do 50% margins, well, you obviously need less. You're going to do 20% margin, you need more. Okay, and we'll just work through it like that. And then we'll go $19,000. Cool. So that's up to, at a 33% margin, I mean, we're actually looking at $200 a day there. So we'll leave it, 9 to 19,000, that's fine. And don't worry about any of this stuff at all. We've already put our reviews, we've put our ACE in revenue. One thing we are going to do now is we're going to skip over bestsellers rank and review rating. We're going to come down to shipping size. In shipping size, just select small, standard size, and large standard size. We're going to avoid any of those big products because they're just going to raise our fees too much. You can even do a max weight of 3 pounds. Setting a max weight of 3 pounds is just going to make sure, again, that the fees work out so that we're making a lot of money selling this, essentially. We're not paying all of our money that we make to Amazon individually. There's some really cool advanced strategies that I can talk to you about using some of the other filters in here. Go ahead and save those. Let's cover the basics today. We're going to hit search on this, all my Helium 10 users. Check that out. Feel free to stick around with me for the next couple minutes while I fill out the Jungle Scout filters here. We're going to be doing something similar, but using a little bit of a different tool. And so maybe if you've been using one or the other for a while, it might be cool for you to see, what else is out there. So we're going to do the same thing, right? We're going to go, we did patio, lawn, and garden, tools and home improvement, and then pet supplies, right? Isn't that what we did? Patio, lawn, and garden, tools and home improvement, pet supplies. Perfect. And now for reviews, we're going to do a max of 250, just like the other one. And price, you'll be really surprised how these kick out different ideas even. That's why I've always had I keep both of them. I mean, I'm an Amazon seller through and through. full time. So it's like, I like to have as many tools as possible. I'm a bit of like a SaaS, not really a SaaS collector. I don't like go over the top, but it's like if there's great Amazon software, I want to be using them. And to me, that's always been Helium 10 Jungle Scout. So price, we're going to do what did we do? 19 up to 36, I believe. Double check my eyes here. Yep, we're good. This product here selection is just going to be categorized as standard. So standard takes in small and large, and they categorize that as standard. Everything above that is going to be oversized. I'm just going to do that. And the revenue here, you'll see, this is always one thing I really appreciated about Jungle Scout is like, they feel like Helium 10 feels very much like PC, and Jungle Scout feels very much like Mac. And you know what I mean by that by looking at these filters. It's just, everything's just like appified or just like concise. Like there's not too much customization, but it almost sometimes helps. So net revenue, we are going to go, we did 9,000 to 19,000. Don't care about star rating. We're going to do our £3 max. Oh, sorry. We did this this is supposed to be in revenue. So net revenue is paid out to seller. Revenue is what the listing makes in general. Units sold times price. And that's what we actually are paying attention to, just to make them the same in both softwares. And so that's about it, right? We're going to hit search on this now. And you can see now that I wasn't explaining everything as I was going. It went a lot faster. But B, there's kind of less to look at here. So it's quite literally just more efficient. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to be moving on to the next phase. We're going to be opening up, actively analyzing front-end product ideas, and you'll get to watch why I click on certain things and why I don't. Before we wrap up today's video, we're going to be literally doing the finding of the product ideas. Now, a couple things right off the bat here. These products, like probiotics for cats, reward like food for pets, those type of products are A, gated, and B, usually have a relatively high marketing cost associated with ranking those listings versus something like a house site. Excuse me. And the reason for that is that as a customer becomes their lifetime value is worth more to a brand, like someone who repurchases products more often, brands get more competitive for bidding for those customers with their ads, etc. And so unless you put it this way, selling any type of food product, any type of supplement, any type of FDA approval, any type of EPA approval, any of those big products is a bit of an advanced strategy that requires a higher budget and a much better understanding of marketing. So just doesn't really fit what we're looking for today. That's all. Not that it's good or bad. Do bulk safety glasses. I actually bought a pack of bulk safety glasses last year when I was, a lot of you don't know this, but I was a fishing guide. I got my guiding license. I was guiding people for fishing, and those are good things to have in your backpack for sure. Okay, these products, a little bit of a different lesson here. The next 3 or 4 in a row are pretty much like some form of electricity involved, right? And so whenever you start getting electrical currents involved, moving parts involved, you have a higher likelihood that that product is going to break, never work to begin with, or need some form of customer service. And so I just don't want to get involved in that. And thankfully, we're at the stage where we get to choose what we're doing. And don't do it, right? Here's where this is a little different. So like a cord, I'm actually kind of more interested in versus a light, which is inherently has a circuit board in it. This, I'm going to open that up. Lower likelihood that that's going to be a problem. Literally just the metal wiring, etc., and a converter. Okay. So then we have, get to the bottom of this page and we'll switch over. Cat litter pail liner refills. Yeah, why not? We'll open those up as well. Some of this really boring stuff that you would think you can never make a better version. You never sell that. Be surprised how well those sell. And then EPA approved. That basically says right there, hey, stay away from me, unless you want to pay 20 grand to launch this product and have a bunch of hoops to jump through. a matte black bathtub drain and overflow kit. Probably skip that one for now. Skip the supplement. Reason I said on this one is I think it's going to be a little bit of a hard time to make sure that the customer buys the right size for theirs. I could see it having a lot of returns, and it's a little bit of an aesthetic thing, right? Where like the customer has to make a decision of whether they want that design and that style, and that always reduces the likelihood that you're going to be able to make consistent sales when style gets involved and it's subjective. Your ability to know you have a more valuable product, because how do we associate value to art, right? It's in the eye of the beholder, essentially. Same thing with trying to sell a physical product that's related to aesthetics. Versus just like this does this job better. Can't really argue with me about that. Humidifier filter and furnace igniter. Okay, that's an accessory product to a product that is out of our hands. We're not going to do that. We're going to click to page 2. While that's loading up, we got 3 out of this. We're going to come over here and check out our Jungle Scout results. And now, how many per page were we looking at here? How many results? We were looking at just 25, actually. That's really small. So we got 50 here. Make it even, Steven. And go 25. Okay. So ponchos, packs. When we start getting to big packs of things, typically what you're going to see here is that it's just the cost. Like nothing else really matters. Like even if you make the listing beautiful, people don't necessarily care. And so then we're kind of looking for this little bit of a nuance where we can sell how would I word this? I'll just open it and show you. I think that's probably the best way to do this. Hang on. We want to go... Typically, there you go, view on Amazon. Open that new link, just command opening those. And this is a sheetrock kicker multi-tool. It does 16K a month, 21 bucks. That's pretty interesting, let's check that out. Okay, there's 2 already. Zoom in a little bit here. Cartridges, again, accessory items, other products. Let's see here. This is kind of a weird way to scroll, huh? I don't like that. It's bugging me out. It's like trying to make it bigger for you guys, but it just zooms in anyway when you look at it. Earphone covers. What is that? Oh, the way they set that up looks tantalizing, doesn't it? Like, what is that product? It's like an optical illusion. Stop valves. Huh, those are kicking ass. 19K, $35.99. It's a little bit, it's got the same kind of thing going on as the ponchos I'm talking about. It's just like bulk one product. Like, how do you exactly make that better? But we're gonna find out. Again, don't start with notions. That kills everything to begin with. Look in there and see. Like you could be walking into a market where there's 2,000 search volume, 6 sellers, and literally complaints asking for something that'd be easy to change that's not there. You just didn't click in it because you're like, I don't know if I could do that. So just like be open at this stage. Click on a lot of stuff to begin with. Okay, so what we've done is we've used our filters to get 3 ideas from each of our softwares. So hopefully you're able to follow along up to this point. This is the point where we're going to be wrapping today up, but be sure to check back here on the channel. Again, subscribe so you get notified, and be sure to check back here on the channel tomorrow. If it's past March 10th, then both the videos are already out and you can just watch the other one right now. But we're going to switch over to analyzing now. Day 2, I will see you in there. Thanks so much. Later.